Pete Buttigieg has emerged as the clear favorite to win the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate in Michigan in the 2026 midterms. According to a brand new Blueprint poll, Buttigieg is not only the most well-known potential candidate, he's also the most well-liked. The 2026 Michigan Senate race is shaping up to be one of the most competitive of the cycle, especially after incumbent Democrat Gary Peters announced he would not seek re-election. But even before Peters' retirement, this Michigan seat was already expected to be a marquee Senate battle. That's because President Donald Trump narrowly carried the Great Lakes state in 2024, making it one of just two Trump-won states where Democrats must defend a Senate seat, the other being Georgia. And historically, Michigan has been a consistent battleground. Since the 2016 election, its Senate contests have had the second closest average margin, at 2.8 percentage points, of any state in the country, trailing only Nevada at 2.5 points. Most recently, in 2024, now Senator Alyssa Slotkin, a Democrat, barely edged out former Congressman Mike Rogers, a Republican, by just 0.3 percentage points, 48.6% to 48.3%. Slotkin's victory was largely due to some Trump voters splitting their tickets, voting third party, or skipping the Senate race entirely. While Slotkin received about 24,000 fewer votes than former Vice President Kamala Harris, Rogers underperformed Trump by a staggering 123,000 votes. Looking ahead to 2026, Democrats are favored to hold this seat, at least for now. I'd personally give a baseline Democratic candidate about a 70 to 80% chance of winning, largely because I expect the national environment to lean Democratic that year. Historically, the new president's party almost always loses congressional seats in the midterm after taking office, and according to 538, in 13 past instances where a president's party had the chance to flip an opposition-held Senate seat in a state the president carried by fewer than 5 points, they succeeded just 3 times. That brings us back to the potential Democratic candidates. The biggest name, sitting Governor Gretchen Whitmer, immediately ruled out a Senate run. That leaves the next most obvious choice, former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a national figure since his 2020 Democratic presidential campaign, and a politician with clear ambitions. In 2022, the one-time mayor of South Bend, Indiana, just south of the Michigan border, moved to northern Michigan, home to his husband's family. This fueled speculation that he might eventually seek office in Michigan, a far more Democratic-friendly battleground than deep red Indiana. Of course, that opens him up to carpetbagging attacks, similar to the ones that tanked Dr. Oz's Senate campaign in Pennsylvania in 2022. However, I suspect those attacks would resonate more in the general election than in the primary. By all indications, Buttigieg is likely to run, and these latest poll results only give him more incentive. Blueprint's initial ballot test shows Buttigieg leading with 40% of the vote, followed by Attorney General Dana Nessel at 16%, with the rest of the field in the low single digits and 30% of voters undecided. There's also no question that Buttigieg has a fundraising machine that would likely outraise the rest of the field, perhaps even combined. At this point, I'd expect Buttigieg to be the Democratic nominee. Whether he'll be an above or below average general election candidate remains to be seen. He'll have a favorable environment, a massive war chest, and strong favorability ratings on his side. Not to mention, he's one of the most gifted orators in modern American politics. But he'll also have to contend with the fact that he's not a Michigan man through and through. Ultimately, this is a race Democrats simply can't afford to lose. Flipping control of the Senate in 2026 is highly unlikely. The map just doesn't allow for it. To reach 51 seats, Democrats would need to win in places like Iowa, Texas, or Florida, which are long shots. But looking ahead to 2028, holding onto this Michigan seat, as well as Georgia, will be crucial. Not to mention, potential flips in North Carolina and Maine could put them in a much stronger position. If Democrats can sweep all 4 of these toss-up seats, they'll head into 2028 in a much, much better place. That just about wraps it up for today's video. As always, drop your thoughts on this analysis in the comments and let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover. Shout out to my channel members listed in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Check out more of my content here, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. EP out.